I just got a question from one of my standers, and it's a question I get all the time. And I thought, you know what? It's a beautiful day, sunny outside. I wanted to address it right here and right now. So the question was this. As you know, my standers are people whose spouses have left them, are cheating on them, have remarried the fake second spouse, have had a child with the other person. And when we first start standing, we're praying and crying and praying and begging God and just, Lord, bring my stander, my prodigal back. Lord, please reconcile my marriage. Lord, please reconcile my child's marriage. And so this is a constant for many of us for months and even years. I know for me it was just sobbing and crying, and you're just broken. And I remember once someone said to me, Christine, it seems like you're consumed by your stand. And that really struck me, because I thought, I don't want to be consumed by anything but God. And it occurred to me, in a sense, I don't want to say idolatry, but God says our eyes must be fixed on Him 24/7 if we can't pray without ceasing. So here's the question the person said to me, is she has gotten to this place in her stand, which all of us should get to at one point, which I had to get to. And her question was this: Christine, if I just surrender my spouse to God, and I pray for him in the morning, and I go about my business, am I not still praying? Am I not still standing? Is that not enough? Will God think, oh, this person doesn't care enough, she's not praying enough? I have had that question. Almost every one of my standers have had that question. They've all even come to me and said, did I give up my stand? Am I being bad? Should I be praying more? What do I do? So there's this transition point that we get to where it's like we go from praying 24/7, crying 24/7, begging, our minds are focused only on our prodigal. And then we get to this point where it's like, I can't carry this anymore. I can't be so focused on my prodigal that I neglect everything else, that I just am consumed. And what I say to them is what I say here. That is a good thing. That is a transition. And what God always asks of us is our surrender. Give me your prodigal. Give me your child that you're praying for. Give me your spouse that you're praying for. Turn them over to me, trust me, and go about your business. So what does that look like? Now, for me as a Catholic, I will pray the morning offering. Eternal Father, through the Immaculate Heart of Mary, I offer you my prayers, works, joys, and sufferings of this day, in union with the holy sacrifice of the Mass throughout the world. I offer them for all the intentions of your Sacred Heart, the salvation of souls, reparation for sin, and the reunion of all Christians. I offer them for those intentions of our bishops and all holy apostles of prayer, and in particular for those intentions offered by the Holy Father this month. Now, don't get too tied up in the other words about what I'm joining them to, but this is, Lord, your intentions, the intentions of your Sacred Heart. So it says in the morning, Lord, I'm offering my prayers, all my works, everything I do, all my joys, all my sufferings, I offer them today. And you can say, and I offer them for the reconciliation of my prodigal and me, or my prodigal children. When you do that, you haven't ceased praying. What you have done is you've said, my every action is a prayer for them. My every smile, my every joy, every time I go and help someone at the store, every time I do my dishes, every time I do XYZ, fill in the blanks. Lord, I'm offering that to you, good, bad, or ugly. And I offer it for the intention of my prodigal. That way, sorry, that was a bumblebee. See those beehives behind us? Yeah. That way, you can pray without ceasing. Of course, we're never going to do it perfectly, but we're still doing it. And lastly, I think about St. Monica. St. Monica prayed for 30 years for her son to come to God. And I often think to myself, was she sobbing every day? Did she have tears pouring down her face every day? Was she sad every day? Or did she get up and do what she needed to do every day while turning her son over to God? I tend to think that's what she did. God, I give you my son. And then she went and bought and sold and cooked and cleaned and did what she had to do. And that's what I want to do. I want to be like Saint Monica. Because even though it took 30 years, her son, Saint Augustine, is one of the greatest doctors of the church. Again, if you're Protestant, you're watching this, don't get too tied up in it. But Augustine was a man whore. And he created every kind of sin. And he apologized. And then he was the most prolific lover of God, writer of God, defender of God. So our prodigals sometimes need to go through these journeys in order to come back to God. No, you don't need to be sobbing and constantly having your every thought about your prodigal for it to be a valid prayer. Your every thought needs to be about God. Your every thought needs to be about pleasing God. You turn over that person and he'll take care of the rest. If you're Catholic, one of the other things I suggest you do, even if you're Protestant, you want to do this, the Mass is the most powerful prayer in the world. Have a Mass said for your prodigal. Have a Mass said for your marriage. That joins Jesus at Calvary, and his blood falls upon your prodigal and cleanses them. And it has been said that Masses said for people while they're alive are exponentially more powerful than when they are dead. So have a Mass said for your prodigal. I've recently had Masses said for my children, my godchildren, because I told the Lord, you know what? I want to be a godparent. I want to be a good one. So I offer them to you. So I hope this answers your question. I hope you now know what it means to a better degree, because I'm not perfect, to pray without ceasing. Wake in the morning, praise God, give him your prayers, offer him everything, and then go about your day. And know, without a doubt, that those prayers have dispatched angels who are now fighting that battle for you. They got a lot more weaponry than you do, so let's let them do the tougher work, all right? God bless you. Thanks for watching another informational Bacon Bit. I'm Dr. Christine Bacon, and I want to remind you always to live your life. You know what to say, right? Sunny side up.